Hi beauties, Emily of Redeeming Beauty Minerals here, and I have been wanting for a while to show you how to use my concealers, but I've been holding off for two reasons. One, it requires I have blemishes, and that can be a little bit nerve-wracking to put yourself on video showing all of your flaws. Even though I know that beauty comes from the inside, it can still be a little unnerving. So that would be one hesitation I had. And then the other thing was, each time I had time to do it, I either already had my makeup on or I didn't have blemishes that day that really required a concealer, just my foundation was fine. So as I was getting ready today and thinking about it, I had time and also blemishes. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to cover your blemishes. It's, thank you to hormonal cycles, I have some through here that are quite red. And since I'm very fair-skinned, it's difficult to cover with foundation. Since my foundation doesn't have much color, it's kind of hard to cover red with white. So here it goes. Let's see, the first thing I would do is I showered, of course. I have clean hair and it's wet. This is how I dry it. I put it in a French braid and let it dry all day, and then it's gorgeous tomorrow. So it's very natural. I use Inner Sense Organic Beauty for my hair, and then I don't usually blow dry it or anything. It's just all natural. So the other thing you want to do when you are covering your blemishes, you want to make sure you exfoliate. I use simple sugar scrubs, and they're all natural. If you exfoliate, you're going to create a very nice, smooth canvas to work with. And they also advertise moisturizing. You don't even have to use lotion, so that's true. I haven't used any moisturizer at all since I started using them, and my skin is so soft and everything. So you want to well moisturize and you want to be exfoliated, and that way it'll give you a nice canvas to work with. So the first thing you want to do is use your domed kabuki brush and use Perfectly Flawless Mineral Veil. It just makes sure that, because it's been a little while since I've actually gotten out of the shower, I'm making sure that everything is nice and even for the amount of moisture it has on my face, because at least if you're like me, some places are oilier than others. So I love putting this on under my foundation every day anyways. It just really helps. So there you go. That's on. You can see it really does take away shine. Let's see. So now what you want to do, there are several different methods to doing the concealers. It depends on the needs of each blemish kind of thing. I am going to use Mercy Redness Corrector. Excuse me. It's kind of like a minty green. I designed my own, and it's a little less green. It's like a green beige, so that way you don't have green on your face. I used to try to use a green corrector, and I'm so fair-skinned, instead of having a red mark, I'd then have a green mark. It didn't matter how well I blended, it just didn't work. So this is more like a subtle green that'll neutralize the red, because in order to neutralize a color you don't want, you want to use the opposite color. So the opposite of red is green. And there are several different methods of doing this. I have several through here, so what I would do is actually use a kabuki brush and dip it in here and then put it on. But you can also, if you just have one major one, because every once in a while I get one of those, you can use a concealer brush and dip it in and then pat it on, and then blend your foundation over it, or that you can use your finger too. It totally doesn't matter. I tend to do this way first with a kabuki brush, unless it's just one little spot. I'm so sorry, my brain just went dead. The reason I do that is because I may not need to do any spot work. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Just depends on your needs. So I'm going to show you different methods. So I'm going to put it on the kabuki brush. And then blend it in. If you hear some swishing in the background, our house is getting pressure washed and painted, so I don't know if you can hear that in the background or not. If you notice, the red is kind of diminishing some. It's not gone all the way, and that's okay. That's more what the foundation's for, but you're just trying to neutralize the red is what you're trying to do. I'm going to check the mirror behind my phone. Okay, so it's a lot less now. You can do this if you have really ruddy cheeks. You can use this. I have done that before. I'm going to be out somewhere warm. I get very, very bright red cheeks. So at this point, I would then just go to my foundation and blend it in. If you have more problems, I typically will put the foundation on and then go back and see if there's more issues. So I'm going to use my foundation, which is Magnolia, and I'm going to dip it in. And then I typically pat my foundation on. I like a nicer, thicker coverage because I can get ruddy complected, and I am trying to cover blemishes. So if you pat on and then buff, you'll get a thicker coverage. So I'm going to pat this on here. Then here comes my forehead. As you can see, I don't have much eyebrows. I have a video for that if you need help filling in your eyebrows. As you can tell, mine definitely need help. So I can definitely help you and encourage you and give you some tips. So as you can see, it definitely covered a lot better. I feel like I need a couple more places here. I typically blend that into my neck because right now in the summertime I'm a little bit darker, especially my shoulders, which you're not actually seeing right now. But my neck is very pale, so I tend to bring my foundation down just to make me blend a little bit better. So there you go. There's the coverage, and if you feel like you need more, you can take your, I'll show you two different ways, your concealer and your concealer brush, excuse me, and then put it into your Mercy. I have another concealer called Forgiveness. You can use it as under eye concealer. You can use it as a brightener. Just depends how you need to use it. You can use it multiple different ways. It doesn't work well for me as a brightener only because I'm so fair skinned, I have to almost use like a white for a highlighter. So you can use a concealer here. You can see I'm using my finger now. Sometimes your finger works best, is even if you exfoliate it but something's still not quite smooth. For some reason the finger just seems to work better. I'm not sure the exact science behind that, but there's another tip for you. So as you can see, I look a lot more covered, don't I? So I feel a lot better now since I am now covering my blemishes. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will link everything in the comments if you're interested. This is with all powder foundation and concealers and everything. So as you can see, it covers pretty well. So anyways, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you next time. Feel free to give me tutorial ideas. I'm always looking for new ideas. Bye-bye.